Hi everyone, my name is David and welcome to CRC Stays Home. Okay, now I know you guys are probably bored at home and you have nothing to do, and I was hoping maybe I can relieve some of your boredom. So recently, I think about 2 weeks ago, I had to preach 2 sermons in church back to back. I preached on the book of Exodus as part of our EP sermon series, and also after the sermons there have been quite a few people who have been asking me about how do I go about preparing the sermons, and what was my sermon prep process like. So I thought, okay, maybe I would share today about my sermon preparation process, and at the end I will share a bit about some stuff I have been reflecting on throughout this year as I would preparing for sermons and preaching. The first thing that whenever you do a sermon, the tendency is to want to straight away go to a commentary, but something I've learned preparing sermons is that it's best to work on the text yourself first rather than rely on someone else to give you the answer. So work on the text. For me, what I find helpful is to have something physical, right? And most Bibles are quite small, so what I do is I print out the whole, can you see? Exodus manuscript. And what I do is I'll read through, and as I read through, I will highlight certain things that are unfamiliar, certain things that I think are difficult. Just as a note to myself to later research more on it. And also what I try to look out for are certain repeating themes in the book, because this might highlight a certain theological concern that the author has. So as you can see, lots of highlights, lots of notes. Okay, so that's the first stage of my sermon prep process. It's working on the text. Then comes the second stage. Second stage is only then when you consult commentaries. Okay, so for my Exodus sermon, I have been using this commentary called the NIV Application Commentary. So I think it's written by Peter Ernst. What I do is from my stage 1, right, working on the text, right, those difficult parts of the text, that's where I consult the commentary and research more about what the text is actually saying. Now, because this is a BT sermon series, and I need to cover a huge chunk of text and also deal with BT concerns. I also need to consult biblical theology books. So what I found helpful was our standard textbook for BT according to plan. Right. So for this one, Exodus, the chapters that I was reading from is so actually this according to plan, very good, very helpful. I've in my preparation process for this the 2 weeks of the sermon, I think I read these 2 chapters about 7 times. Another big book that I found helpful is this one, The Faith of Israel by William Dunbar. Right, so what he does is he covers all the books of the Bible, of the Old Testament in BP format. So I read the chapters on Exodus. So as I'm going through these books, these readings, what I do is definitely I highlight certain things, and I take note of certain phrases or certain way they formulate or express a certain thought, which I will then repeat for the sermon. Sometimes I will quote directly from the books. Okay, so because this BP thing, there's quite a lot to cover. What I did is also I consulted those articles which covers an overview of the book of Exodus. So this one is from the NDBT, New Dictionary of Biblical Theology, written by Peter Ernst. What I find helpful is they cover the main theological themes, so they kind of already do the shortcut, do the work for you, and it's kind of a shortcut where you can already know what are the main theological themes which you would then have to highlight as a preacher. So yeah, stage 2 involves reading lots and lots of articles. In Exodus, there are already quite a few difficult concepts that came up, like you have the Sabbath, you have the tabernacle, you have the law. Yeah, these are things which are almost like an entire sermon itself, which you then have to kind of condense it in the sermon and see how it fits into Exodus. So what I had to do is also read the NDBT articles on law, Sabbath, temple, tabernacle, not just NDBT, but I think other references as well. I can't remember everything. So yeah, stage 2 involves lots of reading, lots of reading. But the main point of stage 2 is reading all these commentaries, reading all the BT articles is to help your stage 1, which is ultimately it is so that you can understand the text better. So even as I'm doing stage 2, I'm also very so none of this is fully linear, right? You never quite leave stage 1. You always working on the text. So as you read the commentaries, you're also going back to the text and working out what it's really saying. So after I've done all my readings, after I highlight all my stuff, what I find helpful is to now consolidate everything into like maybe one piece of paper. Yeah, because that's a lot. And because the usual notebook is quite small, what I have is like a big, I don't know if this is art block size, but yeah, a big notebook. And what I did for my Exodus sermon is like I write down lots and lots of notes from all the books, all the articles, right? All the articles. And, what I find helpful is mind mapping, sometimes drawing, just so that I can understand visually what the theology is trying to convey. So this is where, this gives me a chance to review what I've been learning, and also it also brings up certain things that I may not be fully familiar with. So then I'm reviewing and I'm writing about the tabernacle, and I'm wondering where do I put this in my mind map. That means I'm not that familiar with this concept of tabernacle, then that will mean I have to go back and study that. Okay, so after doing that, taking down notes, then comes the outlining, right? Stage 4. Stage 4 is where I work out now how I'm gonna deliver this sermon. Yeah, so what do I bring up first? What would be my first point? What would be my second point? What would be my third point? So on and so forth. So the outlining process at this point is never like fully final. I never fully commit to one outline. Most of the time, it's just a draft, and a lot of times, as most teachers know, I think you only kind of have your full outline at the last hour before you go out. At least that is my experience. So, but no matter what, even though this is not your final outline, you always need an outline. So the outline provides your skeleton and the structure. And once you have an outline, then we're going to stage 5. That's where you start to script a bit more, right? How you're going to say. And as you do your scripting, that's where all the stages come into play. Because as you do your scripting, you will need to explain what you have worked out from the text, right? And sometimes as you do your scripting, you realize, actually, I don't quite know how to explain this. You may have understood it at a commentary level when you read it, but when it comes to articulating it, that is difficult. And that will mean you got to go back to stage 2. Maybe you got to consult commentary and see how to explain it. So scripting is quite difficult, and as you do your scripting, so you got to work out how you're gonna help the audience understand it. So sometimes we use illustration, sometimes we use slides. Whatever helps the audience get what the author is trying to say. And what I found is that as I do scripting, so that's where my outline changes. As I script, like, I don't think this works here, so I kind of move certain parts up or down, or maybe I split it. So I think that is the sermon writing process. You're always kind of going between the stages, never fully linear. CMA has given me a lot of opportunities. to work on what it means to be a preacher. And in these 14 months, I actually had a lot of chance to give talks and sermons. So I think that last sermon I did, the second Exodus sermon, I think that was like my 40th one in that 14 months. That is a lot of talks and sermons that I've done in these 14 months. And as I continue to give more talks, I reflect deeper on what it means to preach, except that I've never that disciplined to write it down. So I think here's one key point that I've learned from preaching. It helped me understand the role of a preacher better. I understand that actually the role of a preacher ultimately is you are a mouthpiece of God. So I think somewhere in some article, Philip Jensen mentions this phrase, and he says that a preacher's job ultimately is to declare the mind of God and call for a response to that. And that is quite a helpful summary about what a preacher's job is. Ultimately, what a preacher does whenever he steps onto the pulpit is, in that 2 hours, he is representing God. When I realized that preaching is seriously a huge and heavy burden, because what you say, that is God's word to the congregation. And it definitely helped me a lot in my sermon preparation process, because that first part of that formula, right, declaring the mind of God. As I'm working on the text, as I'm reading commentaries, ultimately what I'm working out is, what is the mind of God? What does God want to say to the congregation? That is why to be a preacher means to be faithful to the text, because ultimately to declare the mind of God is to declare what the text wants to say, but more than that, what the text wants to say to that particular congregation and what response it wants to call for. So it requires an understanding of the text, understanding of theology, understanding of biblical theology. All that comprises declaring the mind of God, but also it requires understanding the congregation, what problems or situation or issues that needs to be addressed as a pastor, as a preacher. For me, as I work on the text and I understand more the mind of God, you can't help but to feel that you really are an unworthy sinner. And I think the most difficult part of being a preacher is that you feel like a hypocrite, because the feeling is, who am I to go up to the pulpit and call the congregation to respond this way when I myself am not living like this in my life? So spiritually, you definitely feel how unworthy you are the more you learn about God. So the sermon preparation process is exhausting, and it really made me appreciate people like Pastor Robin and just pastors in general who work tirelessly on the text in order to deliver God's word faithfully to people. And as a church, I think we could pray more for our pastors, people like Pastor Robin, Pastor Jerome, Pastor Daniel, working on the text and preparing for the sermon. It is really an encounter with God, and you realize a lot more about who you are and who God is. The Bible shows us that we can encounter God in the Word itself. That I think there's a verse in the Bible that says God is not so far, that we have to descend into the abyss to find Him, or God is not so far in the heavens that we have to ascend up there to find Him. No, we can have God. God's presence, and God's presence is with us in the Word. And if we actually spend time reading, thinking, and meditating on the Word, it's almost like going up to the mountain and meeting God face to face. That really is the good thing about Christianity, is that God has fully revealed Himself in His Son. And all this is written down for us in the Scriptures. So as you wait for this COVID thing to be over, as you spend lots of time at home, why not encounter God? Why not ascend the mountain and meet with God face to face in the scriptures? Right? So that is my encouragement to you. Thank you and bye-bye.